At YouTube, we strive to be a place where creators of all sizes and backgrounds can find and share their voice. That's a pretty great intro to an article about why you remove the fucking dislike button. Hello, everybody. My name is Absent Atlas, and welcome on back to another epic video. First of all, I'm sorry about the long break. It's been about a week since I uploaded. My bad. It was a pretty hectic week. About a year back, I believe, YouTube had an idea. And like every single one of YouTube's ideas, it was incredibly great and exceptional and just amazing, right? And so they decided to experiment on it just to make sure it was exceptional and amazing and beautiful. And then they decided, okay, we're gonna go through with this idea and delete the fucking dislike button. That's what happened yesterday. I guess you could say YouTube really disliked the dislike button.
Here, here, here we go.
Not funny. Dickens laugh.
But anyway, YouTube decided to delete the dislike button, and not a lot of people are happy about it. I'm gonna be honest with you. A lot of people are fucking pissed about it, and in my opinion, rightfully so. So we're gonna hop into that whole thing. But if you enjoyed today's video, leave a like on this video while, the like button still fucking exists, right? Subscribe to the channel and enjoy the video. So, for the first part of today's story, we head to YouTube's very own blog. You know how every corporation has one, right? To make them seem more down to earth and like we're not a giant multi-billion-dollar organization that's seeking to destroy the entire planet. That kind of thing. Oh, please, we're just a little itty-bitty multi-billion-dollar organization. Please don't hurt us. Right, so you may be wondering the implications of removing the dislike button, what they are, but basically they just throw it in your face right at the beginning of the vlog. We are making dislike counts private across YouTube, but the dislike button is not going away. This change will start gradually rolling out today. Now, you may be wondering, what's wrong with the dislike button? And, believe me, I'm kind of wondering that too. So YouTube goes on to give us, a half-assed explanation as to why the fuck they are removing the dislike button. Earlier this year, we experimented with the dislike button to see whether or not changes could better help protect our creators from harassment and reduce the dislike attacks, where people work to drive up the number of dislikes on a creator's videos. As part of this experiment, viewers could still see and use the dislike button, but because the count was not visible to them, we found out that they were less likely to target a video's dislike button to drive up the count. What? You mean to tell me removing all of the relevancy from the dislike button makes people less likely to use the dislike button? Dude, that's fucking insane. In short, our experiment data showed a reduction in dislike attacking behavior. We also heard directly from smaller creators and those just getting started that they are unfairly targeted by this behavior, and our small experiment confirmed that this does occur at a higher proportion on smaller channels. Based on what we learned, we're making the dislike counts private across YouTube, but the dislike button is not going away. This change will start gradually rolling out today. Now, you may have heard one word being tossed around, or actually two words being tossed around a whole lot. That is, dislike attack, okay, quote unquote. So you may be wondering what that means and what YouTube defines it as. And to be honest, I don't think YouTube knows either because they declined to, explain it at all in this entire blog post. I think really what they were trying to gather is, okay, reduce the amount of times that the dislikes were higher than the likes, okay? And that is a quote-unquote dislike attack, as coined by YouTube, because we don't have any evidence to support that these are dislike attacks and not just people really did not like this fucking video, okay? Anyways, YouTube goes on to say, we're doing this to keep our our community a more creator-safe space, and we're just trying to make it a nice, happy place for everybody. And, while their intentions seem to be good enough, this is a, one, stupid idea, and two, a dangerous idea for a number of reasons. As much as a lot of people would like to think the dislike button means absolutely nothing, well, now it does, but before, it used to mean actually something, right? Dislike buttons are important because they help, the viewer understand and they help the viewer comprehend and understand the context of the entire situation, right? That's especially important when it comes to things like scams, which tend to happen a hell of a lot on YouTube, right? And so one way you can tell, if something sounds too good to be true, like, oh, get free Robux today by clicking on this link and stuff. Well, you can reference the like to dislike ratio. You know what I'm saying? And so if there's a ton of dislikes on the video, then you can obviously say, oh, okay, this is probably a fucking scam. The second reason the dislike button is important is, as I said before, freedom of speech, right? It's important for people to be able to express their opinions, and it's important for people to be held accountable, right? And look, I understand their intention, right? They're trying to protect marginalized creators, smaller creators who don't have the power to defend themselves. But it's not the solution to the problem. It does not work. It's not a it just physically does not work, right? It's like if I tried to like ban racial slurs and ban the N-word and ban saying anything bad about apps and Atlas, right? Because those are all terrible things, right? Well, it's like in order to prevent those things from happening, they decide to ban free speech. It's kind of like that. The YouTube public dislike count has repercussions, and that's what it should have, okay? It should have repercussions, right? Because let's say, I get 1 million dislikes on a video, right? And then someone's like, hey, you want to partner up? And then they check my, videos and they're like, oh, this person's getting disliked a lot. So maybe they inquire more and click on a video and they're like, oh, okay, this person said something really stupid and, did something really bad. They deserved, all those dislikes, right? And so, that person can say, okay, I don't want to promote this person, I don't want to work with them. That way I know, as a creator, that I don't want to promote this person to my audience because they are, a harmful influence, right? And like, let's say, I was to make a video on something, some decision I'm making, right? And, most people, they're like, oh, this is a terrible decision. You should not go through with it. And when I eventually do go through with it, regardless of most people, most people's opinions, right? Then people can be like, oh, okay, well, I guess the majority of people like this. Even though, the majority didn't, because we can't see the we can't see the dislike count, right? And so, we can't make informed decisions about basically anything, right? Whether or not to subscribe, whether or not, this person should be trusted, right? And, that's incredibly dangerous, just to, freedom of speech and also just in general. Creator harassment is a problem, but there are other solutions, and we need to look into, solutions that work for the whole platform, not just, just one particular part of the platform, and then just completely derails on another, part of the platform, right? You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's going to do it for today's video. Thank you all so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed, click that subscribe button, leave a like on this video while you still can, and, click that subscribe button. Hope you have a fantastic rest of your day, and I will talk to you all later.